So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're gonna take a quick look at the newest art gun that was just added into the game, the Prisma Dual Decurion. Now the only way to get this at the moment is from Decurion, so if you didn't get it on his last visit, you will have to buy it with other players using Platinum. Now this weapon is so new that it doesn't appear to have a codex page yet, so we're not gonna have any visual representation of the stats, but that's not that big of a deal. So the weapon does 110 damage per shot, 49.5 is impact, 30.3 is puncture, and 30.2 is slash, with a fantastic 30% crit chance, an above average 2.2 times crit multiplier, and a very solid 24% status chance. It fires 10 rounds per second, which is really good. It has 32 rounds in the magazine with a lightning fast reload, and it has a ton of spare ammo as well. So when compared to the standard Dual Decurion, we can see that it's more accurate, has higher crit chance, higher fire rate, and much higher status, but it's only for Arcwing. In atmosphere, it actually does more damage than the standard Decurion. Now, since the weapon comes with 2 V-polarities, you can actually run a full hybrid build without using any Forma, so we're gonna slap on Prime Rubido Line Barrel for damage, dual rounds for multi-shot, Parallax Scope for crit chance, Hollow Bullet for crit damage, Critical Focus for even more crit chance and damage when aiming down sights, Magma Chamber for hidden status, and Contamination Casing with charged bullets for corrosive end status. So this is mostly for Gravimag and Necromag usage, and if you want to use it against the Profittaker or in Arcwing, you want to run Radiation and Cold instead. Now the atmosphere performance is really good, especially if you can line up those headshots, which with the Prisma Dual Decurion is very easy because it's highly accurate and the screen shake isn't too crazy, so you can easily stay on target. So the non-stop barrage of crits and status will just tear through everything. It's not as crazy as something like the Mausolon, because the Mausolon is ridiculous, especially if you get the secondary fire involved, but in terms of our gun performance in atmosphere, it's definitely up there with some of the best ones. You can even brute force Corpus with the corrosive and heat setup because of the high impact damage, which will absolutely destroy their shields. So you can of course increase the performance quite dramatically if you switch into something like Viral or Toxin, or even Gas if you want a little bit of splash damage. So all in all, not the best one, but it's definitely up there. Next on the menu we have the Profittaker, where the weapon performs really well with the Radiation and Cold setup, even though we're using dual stat mods, which is unideal because the Profittaker is immune to status effects, so it would be much better if you were to invest additional Forma and run 120% elementals instead. But even with dual stat mods, I feel the performance is good enough so that if you want to use the Prisma Dual Decurion against the Profittaker, you don't necessarily have to invest the additional Forma to run pure elemental mods instead of the dual stat mods. Then we have Arcwing, and this is Steel Path Arcwing, so essentially as rough as it's gonna get, and here once again the weapon feels great and the damage is more than enough to get you through it. More importantly though, at least for me, the hitbox on the shot seems to be quite big, so hitting enemies isn't a massive pain and it's quite pleasant to use. And finally we have Necromag usage, where the weapon is probably at its weakest. Because the damage isn't the highest, there is no splash, it's pure single target, the magazine is quite small even though it recharges very fast, and overall it just doesn't feel particularly good. I feel it's because you're more likely to run into a big clump of enemies with a Necromag than in an Arcwing, so the smaller magazine is a bigger issue there than it is in Arcwing, and it also seems to just straight up lose all of its cool when you put it on a Necromag as opposed to using it on foot, because you get none of the recoil, you hold it differently, you don't get the cool looking reload, and it just doesn't feel as cool as when you use it on foot. It feels quite anemic when you use it on a Necromag, but it feels great everywhere else, so if you like the look of it, definitely pick it up. And that's pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you some other time. Bye bye.